Hello and welcome to today's session for MBL seminars on repair in the context of service costs and dilapidations. This session today isn't a sort of how to do dilapidations, cases, how to handle them. That's for a completely different Learn Live session. Nor is it how to recover service charges, which falls within a webinar I give called Tenant Default or Enforcing Leasehold Covenants. What we're looking at today is avoiding the problems that can be caused through service charges and with service charges and with dilapidations through this word repair. So we're looking at avoiding the problems by minimizing dispute, by ensuring that the landlord demands only what the tenant is obliged to do in terms of the tenant's repairing obligation, and ensuring that the service charge stays within the lease boundary provisions. So we're concentrating very much on this word repair, which falls within both the tenant's repairing obligation and often within the landlord's ability to recover service charges. And we're largely looking at it today from the tenant's perspective, and that's because that's largely where the cases are, but also because it's largely the landlord who controls what it seeks. Tenants are generally, in my experience, more reactive, although of course a well-advised tenant could and should carry out its own repairing obligations without being nudged by the landlord, but only to the extent required by the lease and no more. That's the theory, but of course in practice most tenants, or very many tenants, don't do that. And so we're left with landlords trying to get the tenants to carry out works normally at the end of their lease to comply with their repairing obligations on yield up of the lease at the end of the term, and the landlord trying to recover its costs of carrying out works to the premises where you've got multi-let units within a multi-let premises to recover the costs through the service charge. So we're going to be looking at defining this word repair and the limitations around it. And we'll see that those limitations apply to that word whether you're talking about repair and the tenant's repairing obligations or repair and the landlord's service charge recovery. Older leases will have a landlord's obligation to carry out works to for example, the common parts, or modern leases will have the landlord's ability to carry out the works to the common parts. And should the landlord do that, the landlord will then be able to recover the costs through the service charge. And this is particularly important, both of these, in today's world.